Hello, everybody. Happy Sunday. I love you. I'm sending you a big virtual hug wherever you are on the earth plane right now. I want to talk about how to navigate and how to move through uncomfortableness. Things that make you feel uncomfortable, whether it's an emotion, whether it's a thought, whether it's a belief, whether it's a behavior, whether it's an experience, right? Whether it's something you're watching on TV or some sort of an exchange that you're having with another person outside, okay? I want to talk about this and the power of breath. Okay, because what's happening right now, both externally and internally, is that we're alchemizing consciousness. We're alchemizing energy. We're taking energy of a lower consciousness or frequency, and we are alchemizing it or shifting it into a higher frequency. And that means that we actually have to feel the lower frequencies, both internally and externally. And when we do that, we are feeling uncomfortable consciousnesses, perhaps. Consciousnesses that we're not used to feeling, and consciousnesses that don't feel good to feel. But many of us are finding ourselves now in the midst of experiencing them because we are here to alchemize it. So let's talk about the external first. The external consciousness is anything that is outside of your physical body, whether it's something you listen to, you watch, you read, whether it's an exchange that you're having with another person, whether it is walking by somebody and watching them have an experience. Anything that is outside of you is an external experience. And every external experience holds a consciousness. And the way that you understand that external experience is that you digest the consciousness, the energy coming from that experience. And so when you digest it, you are feeling what that experience was. So let's say that you are having an exchange with somebody and it's not good, you're arguing, right? Or somebody comes up to you and they start to get upset with you. That's an exchange. It's an energetic exchange that holds consciousness, and you are digesting that into your body and you're feeling and understanding that exchange. Let's say that you pick up your phone and you read something, right? You're reading consciousness. You're digesting that energetic consciousness and you feel something from what you're reading, right? What happens when we read, when we have an exchange, when we see something that is not fun to feel? It feels uncomfortable. Or we behave in a way that is uncomfortable. Right? We respond in a way that is uncomfortable. What happens is that we try to protect ourselves from feeling that uncomfortableness, right? It's called fight or flight, basically. This is very unconscious. We're not even really aware that we do this. And again, we're doing this to protect ourselves so we don't feel the uncomfortable. That's how intense low consciousness is. It's uncomfortable. And so we protect ourselves so we don't have to feel it. But right now, we have to feel it all. The fight or flight response is you either restrict yourself and tighten so you don't feel the experience, right? There's this tightening, restriction, like right? Or there's a flight, which is I'm going to ignore it. I'm going to pretend I'm not feeling it. I'm going to close my eyes and walk away from it, right? So you almost just like pretend like that didn't happen. I didn't feel any of that and I'm totally good. Meanwhile, deep down, you know that you felt anger or sadness or fear or anxiety or stress, right? So you either see it head on, but you hold tight and restrict because you're like, holy shit, I don't want to feel this. Oh my God, I don't want to feel this. God, how do I feel this? This is so uncomfortable. And you tighten, or you're like, I didn't feel any of that, right? And when we do that fight or flight unconscious response, what it does is the consciousness that just came in, that energy that just moved in from that external experience now sticks to your body. It stays inside the body, okay? Because it wasn't felt. We did a fight flight. We restricted it or we ignored it. The same thing with an internal experience you're having. Let's say that you've had trauma, right? And that trauma is trying to get released, which means that in any now moment you may wake up in the middle of the night, or you may wake up in the morning time or in the middle of your day, and you may start to feel something funky. It's not from any external experience. It's just a consciousness that's coming up to be alchemized or cleared. Depression, sadness, irritability, whatever that is. And we do fight or flight internally as well. We're like, ooh, that feels so uncomfortable. I don't want to feel that. You restrict it. Or you ignore it, flight. I'm not going to play with that. I'm not looking at that. I'm not feeling that. That's a lower consciousness. I'm an evolved being. I'm ascending. I'm not supposed to feel that, right? And what does that do? It keeps it in the body. So whether it's an external or an internal flight or fight response, we all have been conditioned to do this. And right now, I don't know about you, but for sure me, I am being forced to step into this uncomfortable consciousness and feel it. And the more I do, the easier it becomes to feel it, right? So how do I process this? How do I feel it? How do I not find myself in fight or flight? I breathe. This is the key. Breath is lubrication to the consciousness. So when you find yourself in an experience that feels restricted, you feel uncomfortable, you don't want to feel it, I don't want to feel this, I don't want to feel this. First of all, be aware. Oh my God, look at what I'm doing. I don't want to feel it. I'm doing a fight or flight response. Great. Second, can you bring your breath in? And this is what you want to do. Visualize your breath as like a lubrication or a water. And when you breathe, you're literally allowing yourself to feel that consciousness safely, recognizing that it's just energy moving through your body, and the beautiful breath will slowly allow it to move through you in a safe and contained way. So you don't feel out of control, you don't feel like there's something wrong with you. See this as energy, pure and simple. Don't label it. Don't judge it. Just notice everything as energy. So when you go outside, right, and you have an exchange with someone, maybe they get upset with you, maybe you get upset with them. The initial knee-jerk reaction may be a fight or flight, right? Or it may be that you dive deep into that argument, right? And the next thing you know, you walk away and then you do a fight or flight, right? You either restrict the emotion or you pretend you're not feeling what you really are feeling. In that moment, can you observe, what am I feeling right now? What am I feeling right now? What am I feeling right now? What is my body experiencing as consciousness? Observation. What is my body feeling as consciousness? Step 2, can I breathe it through? It's not designed to stay inside. We are allowing our bodies to move into higher states of consciousness or higher frequencies. And when we do that, we have to let the denser consciousnesses that are uncomfortable, we have to befriend them. We have to grab them and say, I love you. Thank you for being here. I'm now going to move you through me the way energy is naturally designed to flow with my breath. I'm going to breathe. And when you breathe, it's magic. There's no rules to breathing. There's no like right way or wrong way to breathe. Breathing is the natural way that we move energy through our body. That's one of the reasons why we have breath. It allows energy to move. It's a lubrication. Write down that slip and slide in your body. So when you are noticing anything coming up inside of you that is uncomfortable and you find yourself restricting or ignoring, you find yourself judging or attaching, observe that. And remember, oh, this is consciousness. This is just consciousness. It's okay. It's moving through my body. How can I move it easier? Can I breathe right now? Can I breathe again? Can I breathe this consciousness through me? Because it's going to relax you. You won't be in fight or flight. It'll calm that consciousness down, which means that it will move it through you. When it sticks, when it attaches because of that fight or flight, ignoring or restricting, it gets more intense. It gets more potent and more powerful. And then you think that you are it. And then you think it's never going to go anywhere. Right? So it's counterintuitive. What you actually want to do is embrace it and say, oh, I see you. Oh, come here. Let me give you a hug. Thank you for showing up. Wow, gotcha. Now I'm going to breathe you through. It's counterintuitive to what we've been taught our entire lives. But this is what we're here to do. It's going to get very much, way more intense out there, you guys. Way more intense, way more uncomfortable. And it's not about ignoring it. It's not about turning our backs on it, and it's not about making it wrong or right. It's about recognizing that this is consciousness shifting in front of our eyes and inside of our bodies. That's how we do it. That's how we shift the human collective. And so we have to allow the uncomfortable to just be a natural part of this process right now. If you are in a country where you are being contained inside your house and you are feeling tight, you're feeling scared, you're feeling irritable, you're feeling stressed, you're feeling anxious, instead of that fight or flight, take time and breathe. I am safe. I am sovereign. I am breathing. I am safe. I am sovereign. I am breathing. I am aware of what is actually happening on a consciousness level, on an energetic level. And I am safe. I am sovereign. I am breathing. Practice that. The power of those 3 words, I am safe, I am sovereign, I am breathing, is going to help you immensely in every now moment as we continue to move through this twilight zone time that we're in, that's only going to get a little bit more and a little bit more and a little bit more insane. But we got this. This is why we are here. This is why you are here. It is not to ignore the uncomfortable. It is to allow the uncomfortable to just move right through your powerful physical vessel. I hope this was useful. Thank you so much for being here. I say this every single time, but it's not from me. It's from the higher dimensional beings. They are thanking you, thanking you, thanking you, thanking you, thanking you for the power of who you are, the courageous being that you are. Because every day you have to show up. Every day you have to open your eyes and stand up and say, okay, I'm going to do it again. Every single day you're showing up. So give yourself love, give yourself compassion, thank yourself for doing this. Honor everything that's going through you. Remember, it's energy and consciousness, pure and simple. Energy and consciousness, externally or internally. And my breath will move it through. Move it through. Let's move it through. I am safe. I am sovereign. I am breathing. I love you.